Stuart, um, where is the soul?
Where is the what?
Soul of a human.
It's inside each and every one of us. The whole purpose, look, the soul of, I was really writing about this today, in my book. Soul of a human being is evolving. It's born into these bodies that we have because it has things to learn in being in these bodies. The job of each and every one of us is to nurture that soul, is to allow it to get the wisdom and the knowledge that the universe has to offer, and to learn how to transform all the negativity and the heaviness into a positive energy. And the soul evolves. When the soul, when we die, the soul continues on its journey. If it's finished up with what it has to do on the earth, it'll go to another dimension of consciousness where it needs to continue to evolve and grow. But the soul is in each and every human being. We wouldn't be alive if we didn't have that spirit, that soul force inside us. There's also a universal soul. Look, everything that lives, it's like William Blake said, everything that lives is holy. Everything that lives has a soul, from an ant to an elephant. It's the vital force that enables creation to manifest. And it manifests in every human being. It also manifests on a higher plane. And the marriage of the human soul with the higher soul is what meditation is about. It's to open the chakra system. So the Kundalini can really, move up the spine to the crown chakra, open the crown chakra, and there's a marriage that takes place between the soul of the universe and each individual soul. That marriage gives birth to spiritual enlightenment. I mean, the hardest thing to comprehend about this is the soul is intangible. The soul is in a realm outside of our understanding, but it's not in a realm where practical use of mind and breath, can't be used to nurture it, develop a chakra system that enables the soul to evolve. Otherwise, it doesn't evolve. It's got to come back here again, take up space in another body until somebody begins to realize what they have to do to free themselves and to free the soul. We have to, all of us, learn what we're on the earth to learn. And then we move on. We're finished. Karmic wheel stops, or at least on this plane of suffering and pain and, self-mutilation and what people do to themselves here. Does anyone else have a question?
How can I find support?
Caroline, there's one very simple way of doing that. You build a system inside yourself that's strong enough to get beyond all of this self-defeat in you and this, part of you that, is kind of hiding out from the world. You build a chakra system inside that's strong enough to connect with spirit you will get more support than you ever dreamed of in life. When you're getting support now, I mean, I'm here, these classes are here. We have teachers in Oregon, and you're getting support. Now you have to learn how to overcome this part of you that, somehow is self-defeating. You can't accept the fact that you can have a wonderful life. And if you accept that fact, you will get so much support. But first, you have to allow the support to come into you. You can't create a wall around yourself that keeps people away, keeps life away. It gets back to each and every one of us. We really attract in life exactly what we give off. And if you give off a radiance of joy and love, people will come and support you and do and help you. And
why can't I reach them?
And yourself. I mean, you can't reach them by running around in the world with a sign on your head saying, I need support. First of all, you're not going to get the kind of support that you really need. You reach them by reaching yourself, by building yourself inside, developing a system that really is connected with spirit, getting grounded in yourself, getting your heart open. Stop walking around, with all these negative thoughts in your brain about how, terrible life is, et cetera, et cetera. You'll get support, but you got to build yourself.
I haven't seen you in a long time, Stuart. And you haven't seen me either.
Well, I have retreats, Carol, every 2 months. I do.
How can I get support in order to come see you?
What do you mean? You mean money?
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, well, again, we get back to the same answer here. If you're willing to do your inner work and build a chakra system that is really strong inside yourself, you will attract everything you need to do to have a spiritual life. Everything will begin to work for you. Before I learned this meditation and I started studying with Rudy, nothing worked for me. I was depressed, I was unhappy, I was miserable, I was a rebel against the world. Nothing worked for me. I didn't let it work for me. I learned how to build a system inside myself that enabled things to begin to work financially, and in every way it started working. So the answer is not out there. The answer is inside yourself. That's where the answer is. And if you're willing to do the work to change your inner condition, you'll be amazed at all the support you will get. But it starts with oneself. It doesn't start out there. It starts with learning to use the tools you're born with to build your inner self. And that's with everything. It's relationships, money, connecting with your parents, your children, it starts inside oneself. Fix yourself. You fix the world. It's very simple. It's not easy to do, but it's very simple. The answers are always very simple. The doing them, we're up against the one person who tries to keep us from doing them, and that's ourselves. Resist being happy, being open, being successful, having joy and love in our lives. once we get past that resistance, it all manifests, it all takes place. And I'm not talking, as I say every time, I'm not talking from having read about this in a book. I'm talking from what has evolved in my own life. Because I was a miserable son of a bitch when I was a kid. I really mean it. I was so deeply unhappy, running around the world looking for answers where there were none. And I kept butting into myself. And then I started going into myself deep, focusing inside, getting grounded, learning how to get my heart open, learning how to keep my mind quiet, having the patience and the realization that this is not going to happen overnight. I need to invest the time and the work to make it happen. And the world around me began to change. I'm talking 1,000% it began to change. And people support, not everybody, but a lot of people support what I do. Very, generously and graciously. And I'm deeply grateful to them. You being here in these classes supports what I do. And I'm very grateful to all of you. I say it at the end of every class, and I don't say it because I want to brown nose everybody. I'm not interested in brown nosing, because it's true. Your presence here is a support for what I teach and what I have learned in my life. And I think that's wonderful. And I think I'm very grateful for it. And I never take it for granted. And I never assume that I'm a victim of anything. And man, I have been in some situations that I wouldn't wish on any of you. Please, Laura, try and sit still. I've been in situations that I wouldn't wish on any of you. And I really mean that. Things that were so surreally horrible. So you have to find your support when it comes. And if you're open inside, it comes. The only thing that keeps it from coming is oneself. And that's kind of terrible, I mean, enlightenment, look, every human being is enlightened. Every human being has enlightenment inside them. Every human being lives a football field behind that enlightenment. And we have to catch up by learning how to develop a system inside that enables us to do it. And you get support. My God, you get support. And you no longer blame the world for things that are wrong. Okay, things are wrong. I got to fix me. I got to get bigger than that so that, I'm not victimized by all this madness that goes on in the world. Does anyone else have a question? And that's what these classes are for, to build an inner life that gives you the capacity to no longer be a victim of life, to enjoy life, to embrace life, to let life teach you step by step how to grow inside yourself and what you need to do to build a system that will get you spiritually enlightened. Because it's all inside. You don't have to go looking for it anywhere. You don't have to go shopping for it. It's all inside each and every one of us. We need to find it by clearing up all of our neurosis, our anxiety, our fear, our insecurity, and all of that stuff, that chaos that runs rampant inside people. And on the other side of all that is spiritual enlightenment. I mean, it's extraordinary how simple this whole thing is. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions, I hope it's clear what I'm talking about, because I think all of this is very, very important. And I think every single person suffers from a good deal of all this stuff and needs to learn. Ego is not going to do it. Charisma is not going to do it. Intelligence is not going to do it. But an open heart will do it. Love, happiness will do it. Perry, please stop moving. You're disrupting the class.
Somebody's picture came up in front of me instead of you, so I was trying to get back to you. I apologize.
Okay, it's all right. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions, there will be class on Wednesday. Come get some Shakti. Build an inner life that's strong enough to be able to do the things I'm talking about. God bless you all. Thank you. I tell you something that's extraordinary to me. Years ago, I used to do meditation. My mother used to come to meditation. Now I have a daughter who's coming. You talk about how the universe supports you in your life. It's unbelievable, and it makes me so grateful to see that. God bless. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, there'll be class on Wednesday evening, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thanks, Dad.
Good night.